everybody. Welcome to Us Against the Gods. A couple things before we do get started today. If you know someone who wants to play in a GMR game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. And we will be doing some one-shots coming up, so look for those announcements over on the Patreon first, and then subsequently over in the Discord. We also have the GM tip videos, archives, and podcasts over on YouTube. If you do watch those, do hit the thumbs up. It does help me out a ton. I do appreciate those. It helps spread the word about the service. We also have the clip contest going on. We just restarted that. Last month we only had 7 entries, and we gave away a set of Mosaba-themed dice. And Tyro won those. So if you're interested in winning a cool prize at the end of the month, toss your clips and timestamps into the clip contest channel. You'll be automatically entered for a prize at the end of May. But let's go ahead and get you guys started, because there's so much to cover today. So much to cover. And Winkle is working on his connection, and Twilight will be here shortly. Eowyn is out. They are sick. We wish them the best, but they'll be back next time. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. As you have gone globetrotting around, you have found your way down here to Shatter Shaddai, where you have come seeking political influence in order to gain an audience with the Lady of Shadows in Ochokvok. To that end, you have made friends with a variety of people and have been working on collecting recommendations for a interview with an appointment with the Sultan of Shatter Shaddai. Been talking to the members of the Batim, the ruling majocracy of the city. Last time, you managed to get a recommendation from Kadir, the Stormlord, as well as a meal voucher for the Hot Clay and Honey restaurant, where you spent a wonderful evening getting all sticky and sweet. As you are about ready to depart the restaurant, what would you like to do as you are provided with to-go boxes full of baklava? I did not hear that, but I saw the mouthed words of yummy.
I used to have a student who was Greek, and her family owned a Greek restaurant, and at Christmas I would get these huge platters.
That sounds like bribery.
Oh, she didn't need to bribe me. She was great, she and her brother. But
you hear that?
That was the best Christmas present.
That person needs to come watch so they can hear their self-praise.
They were great. They were great kids.
Just want to let you know I am one, and I did not play Frisbee with my computer.
Not yet?
Coming up.
Okay. I think maybe we need to go back to, what's our hotel?
Ibn Pearl?
Yeah. And wash just a little bit, get some of this honey off of us.
Sweetheart?
What?
How do I change this?
What are you trying to change?
You hit the...
Ooh, lots of things now.
He pulled up surviving canvas. Go home.
You're hot.
Thank you.
I am.
I can hear you through his or your mic.
One of you is using speakers.
Mine's the problem. Give me a minute.
Okay.
He's still got surviving canvas up. I'm still on his roll 20, so I got to get him out and get him to go home and change it.
Sure.
But that's my suggestion, that we go back to the Even Pearl and get all the honey and sugar and all that yummy phyllo dough with the butter in it.
I'm going to mute him for a few moments because we're getting echoes.
I just got to push.
All right. So, you guys want to return to the Ibn Pearl. Awesome. So, you're going to go over there. As you guys arrive, you're able to go inside into your room. Place is quiet and cool, and there's a breeze coming in through the windows.
We could say it's breezy. Ha 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 ha.
If you say it's breezy, there's going to be a cute little mage who's going to show up. And you don't want that.
And no, not yet.
Trust me.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, do you guys go to bed, or is there something you'd like to do this evening?
I'd like to get cleaned up. Apparently, we're all covered in honey.
You more so than others, thanks to your husband, Twilight's call.
Yeah, that tracks. I've got to get, gotta go get clean.
Okay, so you can go into the bathroom where there is a spring-fed tub. It is a large stone tub with a spillover drain.
It's a spring-filled tub and it's stone with a spillover drain. It's gorgeous.
One job on this ship. So,
So I guess
you get
I'm
inside
preparing
and
to take a bath.
get all cleaned up over the span of the next hour.
Yep.
Awesome. You will hear a knock at the door halfway through.
Yes.
The door opens, and we will not go into that detail.
Thank you.
Suffice it to say, when we return the camera to the main living areas, you are quite pruny.
Turn into a raisin.
Miss Lauren, is there anything you'd like to do this evening?
I'm just gonna write in her diary and get some rest.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Eowyn is going to go over and crash on the couch, face first, and go to sleep. As you guys all bed down for the night, you can each take a long rest. Cubbit pulled out her diary and is writing within it too. Sweet. You wake up the next morning and it is raining. Pitter patter of the water on the roof and the windows is soothing, and it's hard to wake up this morning until you have to pee.
Storm will be up and she'll go outside in the rain for a little bit.
Okay.
Walk around the block.
Cool. Getting all wet.
Feels a little bit like home.
Cool. As you take your stroll around the block, Islaren, it's a wonderful day for you. This is very much like home for you. However, the few people that you do see out on the streets have drawn cloaks and hoods. Off to the side, you'll see a group of people, 7 of them, running through the rain towards the Grand Library. One of them, a tall minotaur in armor, a slender woman in a green cloak, and a couple others. They're trying their best to stay dry and not being successful.
With a wry smile. About my day.
Okay. Covet? What are you doing this morning?
Well, one of her favorite pastimes is listening to the rain while she reads a book, and Twilight is still asleep. So she grabs a book, one of the romance novels that she's been reading, and opens the window slightly so she can hear the rain better, and cuddles into one of the chairs in the far corner near a lamp, and begins to read.
Okay. Which of the novels did you pick?
Oh gosh. Did I find it? Oh, she gave that one back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she gave that one back. Ah! Well, because she gave that one back, she actually then picks up her realizes she gave that one back. She picks up her diary, and she goes back and reads the entries that she has in there, just trying to center herself just a little bit.
Okay.
To remind her of how far she's come.
Sure. Cool. Ayla Taylor, what are you doing on this rainy morning?
I'm waking up slowly, stretching. And then after getting dressed and everything, I'm just going to spend some quality time talking to my God, because we haven't done that in a while, and I just need to do that.
Okay, let's get a religion check, please. Let's see where we're at. With an 18, okay. So as you pray, what do you say?
There's so many things going on. My life has changed. My physical body has changed with my glass leg now. And I just need a little reassurance that I'm doing the right thing.
You will feel a sense of peace wash over you. A little bit of resentment, maybe, at the fact that this adventure has cost you a leg, but at the same time, it's allowing you to grow. And you feel a sense of joy at the touch and presence of your God. Just, he's here and available for listening.
And I tell him how much I appreciate that.
You will hear some coughing and hacking from the couch over there as Eowyn is currently wrapped up in a series of blankets and sheets, into what amounts to a pillow fort.
Eowyn, are you okay?
A hand comes up from behind the pillows and flips you off.
Okay. Let me know if I can do something.
A thumbs up happens before retreating down into the pillow fort.
Maybe some chicken soup?
A periscope-style fist comes up and shakes no before waving you guys away.
To each their own. Feel better.
You will hear a low grumble from behind the pillows. Yes, I can send him a new link to the Us Against the Gods.
So, where's Lauren? Has anybody seen Miss Lauren?
I heard her walk out a while ago, but I don't know where she went.
Wait a minute. Where's the moose?
Apparently the moose has just arrived.
Where have you been, Winkle?
You cannot hear him.
You may need to unmute him.
I did unmute him. He's not muted at the moment. I will double check to make sure I did so. He is not muted. His microphone was working earlier, but is not now. He is working on it. About this time that Islarn would return, I assume? Or were you going somewhere else, Islarn?
Yeah, this is a good time to return.
Okay. As you return, you find Covet curled into a chair, Ayla Taylor bustling about in the morning clothes. You see no sign of Twilight's call as he's still curled up in bed, posing in case Covet re-enters the bedroom,
Yeah, that tracks.
with just a strategically placed sheet. You see the pillow fort with Eowyn behind it, and a low from behind there. Is anyone
Morning,
cooking
everyone.
today?
No, I sat downstairs for breakfast for us. Coffee and tea and an assortment of muffins and rolls and some eggs,
Cool.
assorted breakfast meats.
Fun.
So
Room
everybody-
service.
So is it
Okay. Just to let you know, the Moose is going to have to shut down. He just lost all his video and his sound.
Oh no.
And we're going to try again.
Sure. So, Lauren, what do you want to do when you walk in and are informed that room service is on its way?
Excellent. While we wait, should we discuss what we're going to do next?
I kind of thought maybe that having breakfast together up here might give us an opportunity to discuss exactly what we wanted to do next. So,
Covet closes her diary, and walks over and says, "It's a good idea. We might as well." I guess I better go wake up Twilight. You should be here for that. So
Oh,
she
and by
walks
the way,
over.
Miss Lauren, I got them to bring some nice salted fish for us as well.
That's kind of you.
Well, you don't get it very often when you're running around with us, and we're in a place where I can get it. So I just thought it would be nice for you to have something from home.
About that time that you hear a knock at the door, and the room service lady will come in and provide you with a cart loaded with bacon and sausages, muffins, and all sorts of cupcakes and fresh fruit. There's a large pot of coffee with stoneware mugs. There's a teapot full of hot water that is just not quite whistling. There's an entire basket of various teas, honeys, sugars. It's a virtual cornucopia of breakfast. She pushes it into the center of the room. Please enjoy. And will retreat out the door.
Covet makes a beeline for the coffee. But wait, she goes to lift it and she sniffs it and she's like, "This isn't Bourbon coffee, is it? I don't think I could handle that."
You
I don't
sniff
think
it,
so.
it's not near as strong.
I think this is Kona.
Okay.
Which should
I'll
be
try.
wonderful.
Okay, I'll try it. And she pours the coffee, looking at the color very, very carefully.
It's dark, but not midnight. The nice, warm, inviting, dark chocolate brown of this coffee smells refreshing. And simply inhaling it gives you that jolt of caffeine, but not enough to make you jittery.
Okay, so she adds the cream and sugar to it that she likes and then sips it tentatively.
Are there clouds in your coffee? Clouds in your coffee. As the earworm has been planted.
Ah! Damn it. Seriously, it's now stuck in my head.
For those who could not see the webcams, Ayla is dancing.
It's a good tune.
It is a good tune.
So does the coffee meet your approval, Covet?
She looks at her hands. She notices she's not jittering, and she's like, "Is she?" She looks at Ayla and is Lauren. Do I look like a squirrel hopped up on sugar, or am I good?
You look good to me. I mean,
You hear
What about-
from
what
the
do you-
other room, "You always look good."
Thank you, love. Now get dressed and get out here.
You hear,
before
"Make
we
me."
eat it all,
You hear from Twilight, "Make me."
there's steak out here.
Twilight appears at the door wearing a towel.
Okay, that site's only for me. Can we just can you go get some clothes on and then I'll save you a steak.
He comes right out to get the steak. Bare chested, the little twirls of chest hair enticing as he steps forward, grabs a plate past you, and puts a steak on there, some bacon and eggs, 2 pieces of toast, reaches over, gooses you, and then retreats to the bedroom.
You have no idea how on point that is. Yep,
That
that's
really
right.
is. That really is. I know I know Twilight. Oh,
I've known the guy for 15 years. Yeah,
Yep.
I kind of get the vibe.
Yep, he would be that. Yep, that'd totally be him. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Can you please get dressed? We have to discuss some things.
You hear, make me! And Covet, the door swings for just a moment, and the angle is perfect, so only you can see it as the towel drops from behind, and then he closes the door.
Again, that tracks. Okay. I think we're
well,
gonna
come
need to
steal
make
his
this
steak.
decision without it. What?
We could steal his steak.
If I go in there, I'm not gonna be able to come out.
I think there's a line here that's inappropriate, but something about come and try to steal my steak.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we need to make the decisions without him at the moment.
I hope he's listening in the car.
I hope so too.
As far as decisions to make, we have 5 members we still need to meet. 3 of whom we're told are generally, or 2 of whom we are told are not necessarily in the city itself. 3 of whom we presume would be. I think Twilight would particularly enjoy meeting Farouk, so we should ensure that he is ready when we do.
Agreed.
Then there's Bazira and Jamila.
Well, you said Zubira?
Bazira.
I'm
Bazira Al
sorry.
Qazir, the mage of the Shadowed Flame.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misheard. Which do you think? I mean, I mean, both are not ones that we want to mess with lightly, if that makes sense. Both are quite
Indeed.
powerful.
Both, I believe, are deeply loyal either to the city or to the Sultan.
Correct. Sarah, very legalistic. Very, I mean, a descendant of Baylor's.
Who are we talking about?
Sarah, right now.
Ah,
Sincerely hope that is just a rumor.
I hope. And then the other one in particular that you said, I'm going through my notes here. Please bear with me.
Mila Badir, the Moonbinder. One with the spies.
Badir, I know that Twilight would want to be here for that too. So, Farouk, Badir, I know for a fact those two Twilight would want to be here for. Basira, it's. Mm,
Should we see Basira for now?
I think so. I think you would have the better. The. Basira is a warrior. And it looks like, you know,
He may not
frankly,
hear you. He's got his headphones on, Joseph.
it looks he could very well be one that you might connect with better, warrior to warrior, to say. I know that you are a paladin and such, but you have fought in things that probably you could connect better with than the rest of us.
Covet,
Perhaps.
Now, who are we talking about now?
Covet,
Basira.
Ayla, Islarin, Twilight, and even Eowyn.
Think I know how to
You
fix it.
lose all connection to magic.
That came off completely.
What?
What's going on?
Why did we lose connection to magic?
You feel an absence, a void. You cannot sense the weave at all at the moment.
What in the
Okay.
world? Sounds like my book I'm reading.
For my arcana, what could cause something like this?
Something cataclysmic. You've never heard of anything like this before. Something world-shaking has happened that is altering the entire fabric of magic across Toivoa. Ayla has the same information. And after just a moment, you feel your powers return.
What the?
Did you guys feel that?
Yeah.
Felt that.
That's not good.
This is not good. Somebody's got to be responsible for this. For it to cut off and come back on like that? Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah, I'm going to take.
If
Um,
I was a good mom.
Twilight, you have just lost all access to magic.
Who did it?
Covet says, I'm going to have to take the risk.
What'd you do?
And she opens the door and says, "Don't touch me." And she goes and grabs the book of Zorak Zath.
Come here, you.
No! And she hits him with the book.
Wow. Twilight, I need Covet's unarmed attack, please.
She does that, hitting just enough where he's not able to actually, where he doesn't actually get hurt, but enough to where he doesn't.
So the unarmed strike from Covet with the book. An 11 will not strike you even without your armor on, sir.
Nope.
Twilight, just to catch you up on the situation, room service was ordered, delivered. You were told that there was steak out in the living room on the cart. You wrapped a towel around yourself, went out front, grabbed steak and eggs with bacon and toast, a glass of orange juice, and returned to the bedroom where you closed the door until only Covet could see you, at which point you dropped the towel from behind and closed the door.
There would have been a comment along the lines of breakfast is served here, come on in.
I believe that actually went in there, wasn't it?
It was pretty close, yeah.
I believe the exact wording I used was, come get my steak.
Yes.
Was it
Pretty close.
pretty close? Understood. All right, so Covet, you have the Tome of Zorif Saf.
She grabs her quill and her ink. Grabs a quill and ink from the desk, and she opens the book and
The book is
writes a
blank.
message. No. Okay. I'm not gonna freak. Whew. My book is blank. Okay.
Well, normally you have to write in it.
So she opens it and she writes, Brother Tay, there was a issue with the magic. Do you know what happened?
You feel another surge as your magic fades a second time.
Is this related to something we ate, or is this an area effect?
I don't know.
You hear screams outside of panic.
I bet.
Shoot.
We're in a magical city. Of course there's going to be screams of
There are
not having
alarms going off throughout the city.
So it's not just in this hotel, then. It's the entire city.
Yeah.
So is
the
Trying
seal.
to see if anyone knows anything.
I would venture to say this city's under attack.
Well, I start to get my arm wrong.
Okay? You will feel magic return to you, Twilight. Covet, your book fills with all the conversations you've had.
She sends it off. We bai sha woo, and prays that it goes through.
Okay?
She prays that she lifts a quiet prayer to MKL that it'll go through, and she can get the answer she's hoping to find. With that, she looks at the group and says, I think we should venture out and find out what's going on.
You will get a message
Agreed.
back, Covet, and it says, same here, checking with Mom.
She sends a message back that says, heard. Let me know what you find out. This.
And just before you say the magic words, the book goes blank again. You feel your magic drain away. All of you have felt this drain 3 times.
I don't like this.
This is getting ridiculous.
I mean,
Our
it's
magic
ebbed
is
and
being
flowed
drained
3
away.
times now.
Our magic's being drained away. It's happened 3 times. It goes away and then comes back. But
Winkle
it's
has no
happening in the
clue
whole
because he
city.
has no magical abilities.
Yeah, that's why that's Winkle just said, "What's going on?" Because he feels nothing.
Exactly.
Does somebody want to stick their head outside the door and see if they can find out what's going on? I'm trying to figure out another way if my magic will come back.
I'll head out that way.
Okay. You go out into the hall and you look around. You see people running around trying to get prepared to leave.
Winkle says he can step out.
No, he heard me. Anyway, so I go up to the first.
We cannot hear him at all.
No, they cannot hear you at all. Okay, so he's going to go outside the building and start just grabbing people on the street and asking them if they know what's going on.
No one knows what's going on.
No one knows what's going on.
Got one job on this ship.
No, I'm telling him because he can't hear y'all either. He likes it though.
Okay? Understood.
It's staying away longer this time.
Can you hear
I don't
me
like
now?
this.
Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
you now.
Okay, so is Lauren anything?
No one seems to know what's going on.
Thank you. Good job.
And that's when your magic will all return.
We ba we sha
As-
woo,
as-
woo.
The book lights up with all your conversations and buzzes as it sends off the message.
Test this on myself for the moment.
Understood? Cool.
How that looks out a window. Can I see anything
You
that
see many, many people running around.
are they running from one direction or
No, they are running in all directions. Several are going towards the Grand Library. Others are climbing buildings. And you see as various structures on top of the buildings, the onion domes rotate to reveal large ballista.
guys, those domes, they there's ballista in them.
So maybe we are under attack.
That's what I said. It sounds like the whole city's under attack.
Well, let's go.
Oh. All right.
Or at least back to the ship.
Are the ballistas going? I look back. Are the ballistas all turning in one direction?
No, they're scanning, looking for something to shoot at. You see nothing in the gloomy, overcast, rainy sky.
When the magic disappeared, did our items that we were wearing also lose their magic?
They did.
Wow.
Almost like a great big anti-magic field?
I can't imagine the power that would take.
The seal.
Do you think that's part of it?
Do we need to go to the temple?
We might. Oh, this is not what I wanted. But that's the only thing I could think of that could cause something like this. The seal of finality, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't hurt to look. Wouldn't hurt to look.
It wouldn't hurt to go back and look, but I don't think that's it. There's not enough. What's the word? There's not enough nihilism.
No. It could be that group, the anti-magic group.
Joseph Zahn?
This far south?
I wouldn't think the Josesai.
They're the ones that are anti-magic.
Take him
No,
on
they're-
should or should I?
No,
Oh,
it's
the moose trucks?
the rebel group that we
The
dealt with.
MKL rebel group?
No, that's Josesai. No, I'm talking
Okay.
about the ones that we dealt with. The dude that we got in the middle of the duel.
Oh yeah.
They're not
Other?
that strong enough to do that, do you think?
I don't know. It depends on their force, on the amount of people that they can have underground.
Can't
Wait a minute.
imagine how much power. They must have the most powerful mages anywhere in that group. Then if it's them,
Hold on. And go for it. Say it.
I think we do have an opportunity here if we change action and go seek out Jamila and offer our help in understanding what is going on. I suppose Bazira would be interested in this as well. I imagine both will be busy, and having others tend to what could be happening would be useful to either of them.
Agreed. The only people that would have any true knowledge of any of that would be these two.
Should we go to one of them first, or check the seal first?
Let's go to one of them first. I think
Thinking Jamila's the most likely one
probably
to have knowledge.
security, intelligence, all of that. I agreed.
that's where I'd go, I think.
And there's no time to lose.
Agreed.
Ready to head out?
Yep.
Okay. I know Slaren's all dressed and armored up. Twilight? At last check, you were not armored up at all.
I put on my armor.
Okay. Everyone gets dressed. You look over at Aowen, and Aowen is rolling behind the pillow fort. It says, "Go on without me."
Can I do anything for you before we go?
Bring me a bucket.
Got it. I can't find a bucket, but I found a big, huge vase, so I brought that to her instead.
All right. As you bring it to him, you put it next to him,
Yeah,
and
behind the pillow fort.
yep. And you'll hear. "Psst." As you all grab your equipment, your armor, get dressed and ready for the day, we are going to do an armor up montage with the full on get ready music as the hype track will play for you guys getting ready to go out into the rain.
As people are getting their armor on, Lauren will, since like she would have put her armor on like just getting out of bed basically, she will spend the time like reviewing like our knowledge of Jamila and encouraging everyone and grant everyone temporary hit points. I believe 17 temporary hit points.
Cool. As the various animations of bows being slung over shoulders and hands going into gauntlets, swords being put into sheaths and checked, boots being drawn up over feet and calves, you guys are getting ready to go. All right. So, as you guys depart and go out into the city, it's wet. what do you guys have to protect yourselves from the elements? Islarin, we have established, does not protect yourself from the elements whatsoever in this case. But
Protection is needed.
Yeah, but Covet, this is going to do murder on your hair.
Nope, because I still have my cloak of protection, which I'm not attuned to. So right now it just acts like a regular cloak. And so she puts it on and lifts the hood.
Okay.
And I have the same item. I am tuned to it, but I just pull the hood up over my head.
Okay. How is Winkle protecting himself from the rain? If he does at all.
The moose just gets soaking wet, but when he gets real wet, he just kind of shivers off the water when he's standing next to Twilight.
Understood. As you troll Twilight, how are you protecting yourself from the elements?
I'm using my traveler's clothes.
Okay. Cool. So, you guys head off in the direction of Jamila's Mage Tower. And I have so many Mage Towers, I had to go pull it up. Alright. So, as you approach Jamila's Mage Tower... Oh, I hit the wrong button. Just one moment. As you guys approach the twin-spired tower, the rain continues. In spite of what it looks like, it is not a bright, shiny day. It is overcast and gloomy with rain falling all around you. And it's cool. Not cold, but enough to give you a little bit of a chill from time to time. As you approach, there's a guard out front that blocks your path. He looks to be on high alert with his hand over his shoulder for his sword.
I'm Islarin, daughter of Denrin and Kolos, ambassador of the Shinoza Protectorate, and I was here to offer assistance however I can.
Go on your way. The tower is closed. Lady Jamila is under protection.
One of the most powerful people in the city is under protection?
He looks impassively at you, his expression hidden by the visor.
Interesting.
Do we want to go just past this guy, or do you want to look in other places?
We are trying to find out what's going on with the city, and we want to help any way that we can.
He looks at you. You will need to return to where you came from. We are unable to disclose any information at this time. He's trying to be kind, but he's got a job to do.
Would you or someone at least relay our offer to her? And that way, if she chooses to contact us, she may.
He will nod to you. I'll make sure she hears about it. And he is going to duck underneath the awning and pull out a piece of paper and write down Islarin, ambassador from Protectorate. Shows it to you and will then slip it under the door.
Give him a nod of thanks.
He nods acknowledgement, still not taking the other hand off the sword.
Then Basira it is.
I
The only
still
way.
think we need to go check on the temple.
All right.
Is the temple on the way?
You can easily get to the temple. It's just a quick side trip. Take you 5 minutes out of your way if you choose to go to the temple instead of directly over to Basira.
To the temple it is, I guess. It would give Twilight and me at least some peace of mind.
Okay. You guys want to go in that direction?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Doesn't hurt to check.
Okay.
Of course, it's a good idea. I came up with it.
People are starting to calm down. There's fewer people running, but the people who are running through the city streets are doing so at breakneck speeds. You guys...
Y'all be careful. Don't step in front of one of these runners. You'll end up on your face.
You guys can make your way towards the Temple of Imkael, the god of death. The rain here causes the onion dome to glisten in the overcast light, looking like a dark red and white shadow emerging from the mist. Do you ascend the stairs?
I go with Twilight.
Okay. As you go up the steps of the temple, the priest will meet you there. Each step you take, you lose a level. After all are equal in death. As you get to the top, the priest nods to you. Welcome back, children.
After the recent occurrences, we wanted to make sure that all was well here, that nothing was disturbed.
Our God is hopefully going to stay with us. We have lost connection 3 times.
We have too. And it seems like the city has as well.
He nods sagely. There is something great and evil afoot.
You know what would cause this?
I do not. I am unaware of any records of anything like this having happened in the past.
Everything is where we left it, correct?
You broke up, repeat.
Everything is where we left it, correct?
Everything remains as it is.
What about as it was?
As it was, it is.
But you're not a bard.
You're very quiet. Pull that microphone closer to you.
Please?
You sure you're not a bard? You're speaking like my husband here. In riddles.
You can't see his expression, but based off of his body posture, you get the impression that there's a little bit of a chuckle going on here. Then I am likely in good company.
Well, reassurances have been conveyed. For that, there is gratitude. We will continue our investigation to figure out what is transpiring.
He nods.
And I guess it's time to go.
Okay.
Until we meet again.
He nods and will return into the temple. It's a matter of concern, but not panic here at the temple. As you descend the stairs, you can rejoin your party, regaining your levels as you do so. With your passive insight, you're thankful that the anti-magic effect did not happen as you were descending the stairs.
Yeah,
that would have been bad. So Basiros then?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so we go towards Basira. Trying to get Basira's tower here. And I made a mistake and I did not alphabetize Basira's. So, one moment here. Awesome, here we go. You guys head towards the dark black tower of Basira. And as you approach, the steam that is coming off this tower causes the mists around it to be even more ominous. The heat wave that emanates from it is palpable, and you can smell the sulfur on the wind.
You can just see the water evaporate off of the top of the dome, and it just adds to the mist. Then it's got that sulfur smell to it.
Yeah, looks like Basira's working overtime.
One job on this ship. You guys go inside.
If they'll let us.
There is no guard out front.
Hey guys, there's no guard out front. Should we be concerned?
I don't know.
Maybe I
But
should
I
go
think
in
we-
first.
Give me just a moment. I
Means
need
she-
to take 30 seconds or 90 seconds. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. Be right back.
Yes, Lauren, you were saying.
If there's no guard out front, then that surely means she is very capable of defending herself if feels that it comes to that. So let's not give her a reason to believe it should come to that.
Also, it could also mean that somebody took out the guard.
Let us be ever cautious, but not stupid.
I didn't say I was right.
We can
I am-
only do so much from Winkle.
As he shakes all the rain off right next to you.
My point.
It is a pretty town.
This tower is so dark. I wonder how they keep it cold during the summer.
If they do.
Diffusing refraction?
What?
I don't know. Maybe he's got a light colored lining on the inside that would reflect the heat back.
He could get a good breeze if he would have a flame up at the top, which would pull the air up because it would go on out, and you could get a good breeze from the bottom.
No guards, no nothing. That's either really, really good or really, really bad.
and it smells like a moose that's eating beans.
If I was a good.
Just didn't have a guard either.
I would sing a dinner song.
I'm back. That.
Dale. Say Dale.
My day comes and he wants to go home.
So we're in trouble. Our dog just figured out how to open a door.
Well, that's fun. Just like a raptor.
Mine's known how to do that. In fact, she got out the other day, satellite dish and all.
All right. So you guys are going to walk into Asira's Mage Tower. Uninvited.
Boy.
As you walk in, the place reeks of sulfur and ash, but it's beautiful in an austere Shinozan. Sorry, not Shinozan, but Shuian motif. It's hot in here, nearly oppressively so. You look around, and all you can hear is the crackle of a fireplace and your own footsteps. The jingle jangle of your Musatar breaks the silence as he clunks into the room.
There's a lot of breakables. Twinkle, stand still.
Okay. As he
We heard okay as he
turns around.
Stand still!
Turn around.
I'm going to stab you.
You look up at Winkle, and his bright eyes are looking down at you, concerned.
It's okay, Bwinkle. She's just teasing.
Turn around.
It's all right. I'll sit on him later.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Striding boldly into the room like a thunderstorm crashing upon the shore, Basira arrives. Who are you? What are you doing in this place?
My name is Covet, and we've come to offer our assistance.
In what way?
We've built a magic gem. We don't know what's going on. We were hoping that you could give us answers and we could help.
Roll persuasion check, please, Covet. After all, you're not the captain.
But I was the one that yelled, hello!
So the persuasion check. The 28. Her gaze softens somewhat. She slides the flaming dagger back into its sheath, and the flame in her hand dims, but doesn't quite go out. She's not ready to trust you completely yet.
To trust a stranger completely is a fool.
There wasn't a guard outside. We've already assisted, 3 or 4 others members of the team?
6,
6,
7.
Yeah, we've worked with many of the
Bettine.
Basim already, and we just thought perhaps our assistance could be used in helping to seek out the answer to this situation.
I'm sure that the team can handle it. Thank you, Covet, for your concern and your attempt to assist the most powerful mages in Toivoa with a minor, what I'm sure is a minor issue.
But do you know what the issue is?
She looks at you, and I need an insight roll, please, Covet. As she's going to say, it is under control. It's under control, Covet. The rest of you can also roll insight checks. Thank you, Ayla. I appreciate that. Why would you ever doubt a member of the team? Thank you, Islaren. Great.
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll
Covet
that?
wants to roll inspiration on this? Absolutely.
Yeah, I never use my inspiration, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to try it. And you said it was an insight check?
Yes, please. Is it going great? Thank you.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use mine too, because
All right. Thank you, Islaren. Thank you, Winkle.
what's
Winkle's got the
happening
highest
here?
one so far.
I'm changing my dice. What the heck?
So I'm going to go ahead and just take my lovely little snipping tool, and we're going to take this horrible streak of dice, and we're going to go ahead and record that for the Discord. Because, damn. All right.
This is awful.
I like it. I have as much insight as Twilight.
More. Twice as much.
Ooh, yeah, I see that now.
Everything is fine. The team will handle it. Thank you.
Outstanding. So, is there any other minor activity that we can assist with that gets us a letter of recommendation so we can go see the Sultan?
She looks at you. This is a bad time. We are currently working on this emergency. I appreciate your candor and offer of assistance.
You just said it was minor, but it's an emergency. So which is it?
It is a minor emergency.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a minor emergency. There's an emergency.
I'm not trying to be bossy or anything, but the amount of power that it would take to shut down all magic here in Shadar Shaddai, where we have some of the most powerful mages known to man, must be terribly immense. And I can't see that as a minor emergency. I'm sorry.
Magic has returned. There's no need to be concerned.
Yeah, it's returned twice before too. But each time it goes away, it stays away a little longer.
We are handling it. Trust us. We are the team. If you cannot trust us in order to ensure that magic is stable in the world, who can you trust?
Has this type of thing happened before?
She looks at you. I'm sure it has. However, we have been quite vigilant, and this appears to only have been a hiccup. It is under control. Please, go back to your homes or your hotels and remain there until you feel more confident in the team's powers.
We are collecting autographs as for the fan base. If you could just endorse this paper that does not look like an application to the college or
He looks
library.
at you, and it's time for you to go. I appreciate your candor and offer of assistance, but I'm not sure what all you can provide in the way of help in this case.
If there was anything that you needed to have eyes on or something to be checked out, we would be the people to call.
Ooh, roll a persuasion check. That was good.
With guidance.
She's gonna know you cast the spell.
Let me cast guidance. Wait.
She's gonna know you cast the spell.
Oh, dang it. Never mind.
I didn't, though.
All right. So, Ayla, why would we call you? I don't even know who you are other than the name Covet.
If it will make you feel more comfortable, my name is Ayla Taylor, and I am a princess from the Creole Isles. This is Covet von Sin and her husband Twilight's Call. They are from the Fey Realm. This is Islaren Sholadath. Sholazath, sorry.
Shonazath.
Whatever. And she is...
It's a Creole Isle accent. That's the issue here.
Guess it. She is the ambassador from the Protectorate. And this tall giant of a Musatar, his name is Winkle, and he just travels with us to help. That's who we are.
I love how
But we have
dismissive you
served-
are of Winkle. Everyone's like regal and powerful and got these great titles, and Winkle travels with us to help.
Well, he
It's
does.
a boy toy.
He's a worthy former sacrifice.
Yes.
I like smarts.
And we have sought out and researched many situations in our past, but several here in recent days for other members of the team. If you would like to speak with them about our capabilities, please feel free to do so.
Her gaze softens. Oh. So you're that party.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
You have heard of us?
yes. Several of the team have brought you to my attention. I did not realize that you were Covet von Sin. Interesting. Please sit.
Thank you, ma'am.
She gestures to the various couches and chairs.
Winkle looks around and goes, "Nope." I'll crush him. So I stand up.
Okay. She sits in a chair and crosses her legs. The armored plates clink together. Twilight, for a moment there's a little bit of a pucker factor of ouch. You're glad that Covet doesn't wear plate.
As he watches his wife sit down on one of the couches and crosses her legs, showing off, crosses her legs at the knee, showing off her new tattoo, protective barrier tattoo
Awesome.
of the dragon and the books.
Cool. We'll be more transparent with you. We have not experienced this type of cessation of magic in many, many years. We are worried by it, and thus have mobilized the entire city. Because you have earned the trust of so many members of the team, I will inform you of facts that are not available to the general public. If you had not gained their trust, and if I had not been informed of who you were, you would not be gaining this knowledge. So I ask you and hold you to secrecy on this to save the city from a panic. There has been a
Winkle,
complete disruption of magic across the entirety of Toivoa. The wards surrounding the Sultan were broken and are currently being reestablished. The safeguards across the city were winked out 3 times. We have reports from all over Toivoa, from students as far away as Garden Soil and even Ivry, that have stated that they lost connection to the weave. There are reports from Melazure Rock that the sun shone in the dark frost for but a moment.
Could this have been related to the Fae?
I don't see how. The Fey realms are powerful, but they are only more than what the material plane is. They are nothing that controls what happens here. I do not believe
what
they
if-
are related.
What of the portals?
If a portal was able to influence the world to this degree, it would have to be immense. I do not believe a portal could be responsible for such tribulation. I have been to the hells. The portals from there do not cause this type of influence.
But there are portals from the Fey realm to here that deal with shadows and infiltration.
Do you believe that one of these is the cause? And if so, what evidence do you have of that?
There was an orchid that was planted, a Shintaran orchid, that opened a portal with very powerful beings that could easily come through, but they were waiting for something. And this was done within the Grand Library.
We were able to close the portal and to disrupt the seed, but we were led to believe that there were many other seeds possible.
Do you believe that this is connected?
I'm not certain, but it could be.
Interesting. I'm unsure as to how this would be connected to other countries, though. You can understand it in a localized event. But for all magic everywhere to have ceased function, I find that difficult to believe.
Do you have a hunch then?
A hunch. She smiles wryly at you, almost like the word hunch is distasteful to her.
Do you have a hypothesis?
There are many hypotheses out there, but facts are difficult to come by this soon. It has only been an hour since the event happened, and we are still attempting to collect evidence in order to provide a hypothesis that has perhaps merit to investigate. The crowds are currently involved in conspiracy theories and rumors. Gossip is spreading like wildfire throughout the city. People are panicking due to the unknown. It's understandable. It's not to be dismissed, but it needs to be allayed. Their fears need to be tamed, lest riots occur and people get injured due to misinformation.
What evidence do you have?
She leans forward, uncrossing her legs.
Other than the wards being broken around the Sultan.
Here's what we know. All magic ceased to function 3 times. The first for 10 seconds, the second for 30, and the third for a minute.
I told y'all it was longer each time.
This effect has occurred throughout the entire world. Here in Fluidon, in Corlin, as high up as Ochukvuk, all the way up into the garden soil, and to the east in Reston, in Ostrea, Rathus, Uthurg, and even Ivry. Magic ceased 3 times and has returned. The one place that we have not received a report from is from the Isle of Srona, where our agent has gone silent.
Isn't that where Sageos once was?
Indeed. And looks like we lost both Winkle and Ayla from Discord. They are working on their microphones. It's like,
So, if that's where Sageos is, and your agent has gone silent, dragon has caused issues.
you went real quiet.
That dragon has caused so many issues. I'm assuming you have a hypothesis, an educated guess that this dragon might have something to do with it.
Potentially. Sageos was and is a powerful dragon connected directly to the Weave. My hypothesis, without evidence, is that if he is tapping directly into magic in order to fulfill his need for power, he may be draining all magic from Toivoa in order to fuel some effect.
He was developing frenzy, so I'm not sure if he's trying to use magic to increase that influence.
Potential, but and I'm going to do this just to cover all things for alchemy. She's just going to be, could magic enhance frenzy?
She's going to say, yes, magic could enhance frenzy. We've seen it done. We have experimented on the drug, but not to this degree. The effects become more narcotic in nature.
Is there a way for us to get to this isle?
And go for it, Islauren.
Are you aware that there is an active operation against Sageos at the moment?
We are aware of an attack against the lair of Sageos, yes. There's an organization known as the Longstriders Consortium who has collected a team of adventurers, proud warriors, led by, of all things, a grung of a dead tribe. They chose to assault Sageos' lair. I wish them the best. However, I hope that they have not stepped in beyond their capacities and stir up a hornet's nest that they do not understand.
I am certain that they have probably gone in with the best information that they could get before they assaulted someone so powerful.
Perhaps. But are you
Hypothesize
familiar with the
then.
term the Grode?
I am not.
This grung is one of, if not the last of the Grode, a species of grung native to the Toad Sea, after which they are named. The Grode are master martial artists and shrewd business people. They're to be feared and respected. They were nearly wiped out by various accidents as the various members of the Grode dabbled in magic and in events that they could not control. Some were consumed by rocks. The others even drowned. One that I know of died due to reaching up for a tome here in Shatter Shaddai, and the bookcase fell upon him, rendering him flat.
How does an amphibian drown?
Indeed.
They do have to breathe air.
I'm wondering if the attack made enough progress to force Sagaeus to tap into his reserves to defend himself. Or perhaps got ahead of them and used it to strike them down.
Perhaps so. In either case, they are likely dead. Sagaeus is not a dragon to be trifled with, and I hope that his wrath does not fall upon the rest of Toivoa.
So if it is Sagaeos, what is your plan going forward?
We must investigate and find out what is going on.
Is there a way to get us there and back?
I do not trust teleportation at the moment.
I've got it on
Oh,
my
goodness.
phone, the sound on my phone.
You're
Okay,
very, very loud. Move it away from your face, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm moving it. This is crazy.
Discord is down everywhere.
Not here.
I'm sorry, it's not
I know,
working
that's
for
what
you.
you're in Germany.
Okay, yeah, but we can hear you on everything. You're hot, so
We can hear you just fine.
Yeah, but it's because I've got it up on my phone, but I can't send or receive anything.
Understood.
It's weird.
All good.
You should be able to turn down the input though on your phone.
and mute it
Well,
between talking.
All good.
Oh,
I can't
It's okay.
mute it.
It's okay.
If I mute it, you'll hear nothing.
That's fine. We can hear you just fine for now.
All right.
So, how would you like to
Turn
be
it
able,
off.
what can you do to assist us?
We can conduct the investigation. We just need a method of getting to that location.
If you are willing to risk teleportation to an island that we do not know the status of, in the middle of an attack that we do not know the status of, where a dragon who may be influencing magic across the entirety of the world is currently residing, I will send you, but I believe it to be foolish.
I have a way.
I might be able to get some information if the magic stays.
What is this way?
And she pulls out the book.
A tome of Zor of Saf. Oh, I've not seen one of those in many years. She almost smiles. I once had a friend who had a copy of the books. He and I spent many nights discussing things.
If you don't mind me asking, who is the friend?
She smiles. Now that would be telling, and I do mind.
Understood.
You get
With
the
that-
impression with your passive insight, she can't hide this, as there's this almost longing in her eyes of an old boyfriend that she used to write to in the middle of the night when her parents were not watching, that she snuck the book from into her bedroom and had spicy texts at night.
Kevin would look at her and smile and give a slight wink, not a full one, but just enough where she would see. But then immediately grab her quill and her inks from her bag and write a note that says, "Brother Tay, have you heard from Mother?"
The message coming back from you as you... Oh, actually. So you write this in the book.
Yes. Just Mother. And then I do wee ba wee woosh shoo.
As you butcher the words, you got close enough.
Yeah,
for
I'm
the-
close enough for right now. It's been a while. I'm not as good as I used to be with River, but I'm
If
trying.
only
It's
there was
in
a
your
place where it was
inventory.
written down.
I know. Ugh.
Do it.
Oh, that's not the right thing. Inventory. There we go. There we go.
Wee ba wee woosh shash.
As the message is sent, it'll take a few moments before there's a response. And you will get back a few words. No word yet. Can't find her.
Oh dear.
She sends another message. Have you heard about the assault on Sagayos, sis?
Nothing yet. Why?
Wondering if Sagayos is tapping into magic.
You get the shrug emoji back.
She sends she sends a message to
Ooh, this is gonna be good. Do it. 66. You gonna send it to Tyro?
send a message to Tyro saying, "Have you seen Mother, sis?"
Okay. You will get a message back after a couple moments. And I'm going to warn people about the language. Shit, no! What the hell? Fucking stop! Is she missing? Why? Where is the bleep 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 that I cannot say on Twitch?
Just need to ask her some questions. It's okay. Trying to figure some things out. Breathe.
You get a message. Tried sending 4 times. Can't get through. What's wrong? How do I fix it? What do I need to do? Please help. Tell me what's going on. Covet, why is this happening? Help, help, help. Please, please, please. I need assistance. I can't get out. I can't get out. I can't get out. I can't get out.
Out of where?
Can't get out of what?
You get a scrawl that looks like someone writing from an upside down position. Stuck. And there's a smear with what looks like a nostril in it.
In the world. That's weird.
Location?
There's a entire page goes black from about the top third down, and there's just this snout silhouette where the ink has not been. Based off of your passive insight, Tyro has spilled an entire pot of ink onto the book while his face was pressed against it.
Are you still in the city? Are you still in Shatter Shaddai? 1 nostril for yes, 2 nostrils for no.
So wrong.
You will see another 1 nostril in the blank section of this page.
Okay, yes, all right. Are you in... And she's writing. She's not saying any of this out loud. She's writing. Are you with Nafis? 1 nostril for yes, 2 nostrils for no.
You will see 4 nostrils appear.
No. Okay, gotcha.
The page is filling up quickly.
Are you in the Grand Library? 1 yes, 2 no.
There's a
Nostrils, of course.
smear between 1 and 2 nostrils as he rolled his snout.
Okay, I think he's in the Grand Library. Okay. Wow. All right. That's interesting. Hang tight. Do you need help?
You get a sending, independent of the book, that says,
Okay.
"No shit, Sherlock. Yes, I need help. Tell someone to get me out of here."
What's here? Send a note, because I don't have a response back.
It's okay. He's now out of spell slots.
Something's going on at the Grand Library. Okay. She looks up at
For the record, Covet, for your passive insight, you don't believe this has anything to do with your current situation or the lack of the magic.
Oh, she is quite certain on that. She looks at our team friend and says, "Unfortunately, my contract."
She's looking at the book that you have out and raises an eyebrow. Your contact seems to be problematic.
This one, always. The other one, usually more forthcoming, but right now, there's not much.
If only you could choose your family. Oh wait, these particular ones you can.
And she stomps on his foot. As soon as I have more information on that regard, I'll let you know. But right now,
Is there anything else that you may be able to offer in assistance? Otherwise, I will need to continue my work.
Well, is there anything that you would normally do right now that is being pushed aside due to the situation that we could be entrusted with?
Something else, such as...
I don't know.
is there any way that we can help secure the city?
simply watch for crime. Ensure it does not happen. The guards are quite capable, but cannot be everywhere. Observe and report. As far as activities regarding the team, it is important that we solve this issue, or at least get to a stable state further than we are now.
You said the wards were broken near the Sultan.
Indeed.
Is there any way to repair them?
The team are currently working on such events. I have not arrived in order to assist, as I am in charge of the guards within the city and the more martial aspects of the town.
There wasn't any infiltration during the magic outage, was there?
The Sultan is fine. He is well and healthy, as are all of his family.
But there was an incursion?
We do not believe so. However, without the wards, we are unsure.
Is there... Never mind. You said you were working on repairing the wards.
Do you need anyone to go and look and see if there was an incursion?
You will not be granted access to the palace until you have all the endorsements.
We're working.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to.
If you can collect some information as to what has caused this, I will grant you my endorsement.
We can investigate.
She nods. I would appreciate any information that you can provide me with. All of it will be valuable. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
I think that you have much to do.
Very much.
And we are keeping you from it.
She nods.
Yep, you're.
She rises from her couch. Please, find out what you can and let me know.
We will.
You realize you have been dismissed.
Can we take our leave?
Cool. As you take your leave and leave her establishment, you guys are able to go outside, where the rain has lessened to the point where it's just a persistent drip.
Okay, guys, where do we go first?
If we are able to reach out to, and as long as she uses her words carefully here, the consortium, then perhaps we should go to the Grand Library and see if there's any information we can find on when this has happened before.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have my book ready to go and to give information as soon as I receive any. Right now, our she's using her words carefully. The students that we had met earlier could potentially be in some trouble at the Grand Library. I don't think it has anything to do with the magics blinking out, though.
Here, I thought filling out those tests was going to it was what caused the issue to begin with. That 10-question test was difficult.
The applications.
The entrance exam that
Oh, yeah. We do need to go turn those in
I
anyway.
think if we I think that perhaps if we did some research on when this has happened before, we might could garner some information that may be helpful.
So to the Grand Library then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, we're a decisive group today, let me tell you.
Right.
we're pulling at strings. I mean, there's nothing really.
No.
So we head over towards the Grand Library. As you guys come inside, you look around, and things in here seem to be quite calm.
We go find
Looks
the
to be
admissions office.
You go look for who, I'm sorry?
The admissions office.
The admissions office, okay. We go to the admissions office. You walk into the admissions office, and you don't see anyone here.
I look for the
That's
ink
normal.
quill that's writing itself.
It's moving, and then it stops once the individual holding it notices you. You hear an audible sigh. Yes, how can I help?
We have returned, and we have completed the applications that you've given us.
Indeed.
And I hand them over, or hand mine over.
Thank you. Thank you. He peruses them with a half glance. These appear to be complete. Here are your library cards. Welcome to the Grand Library of Shatter Shaddai. You are now aspirants in the library and have access to most of the reference materials.
What do we not have access to?
Restricted texts and the various vaults. Those are reserved for professors. Do not attempt to infiltrate them. They are guarded heavily by magical wards.
Are you sure?
He looks at you. I'm sorry. Are you questioning the powers of the various members of the Grand Library?
No, sir, I am not.
Thank you.
But I happen to know that wards have been broken today, with this blinking in and out of the magic, and I'm just asking, are you sure they're still intact?
I'm certain they are fine.
Or
With
the
your
wards
passive
protecting
insight,
the city were
with your passive
destroyed?
insight, he's completely full of it, and he's trying to placate you.
Look, I'm not stupid. If the wards that were protecting the city were destroyed, why do you think these are still intact?
Twilight tries to step on Ayla's foot. Ex-nay on the infant stay.
I know. But he's just so full of it. He's just so mightier and holier than thou. He's saying this and he doesn't know for sure.
It covers her mouth.
Thank you for the library cards.
He's watching this interaction and smiles as you guys... Are you going to try to escape this room?
Who, me?
Twilight and Covet have you entered. I believe they're trying to draw you away.
Yes, we are trying
No,
to.
what happens is Winkle reaches down, picks her up, and carries her out of the room.
Okay. So, Ayla, in the middle of your rant at this bureaucrat,
Yeah.
you are princess carried from the room.
And I am furious.
Once we're outside of the room, it's like some of that information was given in confidence, and not everybody, to include the common riffraff like was in the other room, is privy to that information.
I know, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I just get so fed up with that guy.
I totally
He
understand.
thinks he's so perfect.
She covers her mouth again.
Yeah.
He says, I totally understand. However, my mama told me that it is better to let karma take its course than you to dish it out.
Twilight didn't
And
offer
Winkle turns to her.
karma.
Okay, and Winkle turns to her and says, "Would you like me to go cut him in half?"
No, don't tempt me.
I'll do it for you, princess.
No.
Winkle chuckles because he knew she would choose it.
Guys, I would venture to say that none of the wards are in place. So we better go check and see what is protected and what isn't.
Absolutely. To the vault.
No.
Maybe we could also look in the vaults and see what they're hiding from.
For research purposes.
Library.
Should absolutely stay out of the vaults. Or if we were to go into one of those unauthorized, we would certainly be expelled from the Grand Library and have our chances at meeting the Sultan dissipated.
And if you want to go home, getting rid of those pieces is not good.
We are conducting an
But
investigation.
still, we need
What is in place and what isn't, and what potentially may or may not have been pilfered during said time of the blinking of the magic.
And if any of those things that are
I agree.
your person, then you will be a disgrace.
How would we know what was pilfered? We don't know what is in there.
All I'm doing is
Yeah,
checking
here's
your
the deal. Look, you can tell what's a vault and what's not a vault. I mean, because they're obviously marked so that people will know not to approach. But if we see one and we can walk up to it and put our hand on it, the wards are gone. It doesn't mean we want to know what's inside. We just know that the wards have been destroyed.
If something's open, we have to conduct inventory.
No, we don't, because we don't know what was supposed to be in there, and that's wrong. Called breaking and entering. But seeing if if the wards are there, seeing if the wards are there is only checking to see that everything is as it is supposed to be.
Of course. After you.
Twilight, stay away from the vaults.
We're not going in.
That's when you're being approached by one of the librarians. Greetings. Is everything well? Is there something I can assist you with?
Magical history?
Right this way. Is there a specific school of
good
study
start.
you are interested in? As she begins walking.
Well, the source of magics in general.
The source? Individual or general?
General.
I
This
think
way.
we need to go to abjuration.
She
Wanna
nods.
Okay.
Because abjuration typically negates magical fields.
That's true. Yes.
That is true.
Abjuration it is then.
Cool. As you head towards the abjuration section, she walks you past aisle after aisle after aisle of books. And Covet, the number of books here makes your book goblin self squee a little bit.
And she's walking behind Twilight, and he's dragging her along, holding her hand because she is definitely not looking where she's going. And she just kind of has like anytime that she gets to that area where there's an open space, she just kind of looks around, kind of like that Belle moment from Beauty and the Beast. And she just kind of giggles and squeals very quietly because it is a library. But she just giggles with just the amount of knowledge. And you every now and then you'll hear as they go down, the stacks and everything, you hear a whoa, wow. This is
It's
so
that
cool.
point that you realize the hand that you're holding is not Twilight's, it's Lauren's.
She doesn't care. She's still holding Lauren's hand.
Okay, they're
She hasn't
equally
noticed.
feminine. After all, Twilight's fingers are long and graceful, right? He's an elf.
Yep, absolutely.
100%.
Yep. So she walks you over to a history section. Is there a specific era you were looking for? Or an event?
Magical disruptions over a geographical region.
Ooh, interesting. Are you referencing the event that happened this morning?
Not this morning, but one similar to that. It could have happened. It hasn't happened in the last century or so, I'm certain, but the most recent time it's happened?
I'm unaware of one that has happened to this degree, but there are references in the Great War. This way. And she goes down 2 more aisles and turns right. As you guys go into this section, it's more scrolls than books. Entire racks and racks of scrolls. She reaches up and withdraws a large scroll and puts it on a reading table and begins to unroll it.
How old is this scroll?
Well, this one is a copy. The original has been locked away in order to protect it from damage. After all, we can't have everyone simply reading the originals. But the copy is approximately 250 years old.
Do we need to be wearing gloves
Wow.
or anything like that?
She
to
smiles.
handle this?
No. The text is fine. As a copy, it is not worth near as much as the original. It is fine. She unrolls it. This describes an event similar to that which happened today, but on a smaller scale. And she's going to gesture to a story, a recounting of how a Sky Island was forced out of the air due to the cessation of magic in a localized area. The island had been assaulted by the ground dwellers using anti-magic beads. They were thrown up using powerful catapults and impacted the bounding shards upon the Sky Island, disrupting the magic of the bounding shards for even a few moments allowed the Sky Island to drop out of the air and impact the ground, at which point the entirety of the city was overwhelmed and overrun by the ground dwellers. The fiend that had been running this Sky City died in the process and returned to the Nine Hells from which he belonged. Many valuable items were looted, shops destroyed, temples and churches, schools and houses burned alike, as the ground dwellers violated the Sky City for their own purposes, out of rebellion against the oppression that the fiend had subjected them to.
Said anti-magic beads. Is there a way that something like that can be used on a much greater scale?
You're asking the librarian, or are you asking the scroll? Or who are you asking?
I'm putting the question out in the air to see if somebody might have some in the kernel of wisdom.
The librarian does not.
That's a good question, though. I don't know the answer, but that's a really good question.
So, the weave itself, where does the weave itself come from?
The librarian looks at you. That is a mystery that we are all trying to discover.
What is the earliest recounting of the weave?
She will smile and roll up the scroll that she's currently got, and will go and collect a very old book. It's small, little black, and on the outside of it, there was a name at one point, but it has been rubbed out and the leather has been smoothed over. This book, and it's no bigger than 4 by 6. This book tells a story of an ancient one that existed before time. He fought against the Celestials after having fallen in love with one of their daughters. During their combat, the weave was made, and upon it, the dust and skin of the Celestials and their blood flowed, and that formed the material plane. An allegory, I'm sure. You realize she's not sure. But that is how the material plane came to be, according to this story. It was woven from the hairs of the Celestial's daughter and formed a bed upon which all of reality currently exists. That hair is how we cast magical spells, or so the book says. The name of the man has been erased. Every time he would be mentioned, there is simply a blank space within the book. She points to various instances. We do not know who this nameless one is or was, but he is obviously erased by some divine power, in a divine story. This is the oldest book that we have on the topic, and it is very rarely referenced. The last time, she goes to the jacket cover to find out when the last time the book was checked out. Oh, well, perhaps I'm wrong. The book had not been checked out for 83 years until last week, at which point it was checked out for 3 days and returned.
By whom?
By a woman by the name of Charity Bokeen.
Do we recognize that name?
No. And I don't usually say just no, but there is no way you would know who this person is.
No.
Does the librarian know this person?
She would have met them at the information desk and allowed them access because they had a library card. But as far as knowing them more than just another visitor to the library, no. She would recognize the name, though, and will tell you a little bit about them and how they had... Oh, let me go grab the description of Charity, because this is important for other groups and maybe for yourselves. Okay, so Charity is a short woman. She looks at Covet, well, average height.
She just kind of shrugs her shoulders. It's one of those things that she's picked up here on the material plane. She'd never do that in the Feywild, but she would do that here.
Right? She's of average height, about 5'2", slender, fair skin, kind, long black hair. She wore black armor with gray-green filigree and a red sash around her waist, long dangling earrings, and painted eyes. She had a little bone barrette in her hair, if I remember properly. Very much Shuian in style, but she had a library card.
Can we go back to the administrator?
I cannot hear him.
Could we go back to the administrator and ask where she lives?
We could. It's a good idea, but
We deal.
I'm not going back over there. I'll kill him.
it's probably for the
I've
best.
never known you to be violent like this, Ayla.
I'm just fed up with this dude.
We could play patty cake.
No.
He died.
Just shut it down. Wow.
Could I check this book out myself?
I'm sorry?
Could I check this book out, please?
Of course. And she will hold on to the book and head back towards the front where her desk is for the checking out of books. After all, we need to keep a ledger. I've had some problems with ledgers lately and fortunately received some assistance from some new students. They've returned both of my ledgers to me and books can now be checked out once again.
Of course. How long is the limit?
A week.
A week. Okay.
Of course, you can bring it back and simply check it out once again. But we have a very strict overdue book policy.
How strict?
Well, after a week, we send the guards to find you. And retrieve the book.
Oh, I would hate to do that.
No, 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 no.
I will, on second thought, I won't take the book, but I won't check out the book, but because
If you'd like
I'm
to
not
read
certain
it
when I
here, there's no limitation on that.
there has to be some information here. We don't have a lot of time. How much time would you say I have, guys?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Somebody checked out this book for a specific reason last week. Why? There may be something in here that they saw that we can't in a brief skimming. Do you think that we could be here for another week? I don't think so. So we're looking for any form of evidence as to what could have happened. Why not try with something that's rarely checked out, and why not dig a little deeper? Because it was just checked out last week.
I'm losing everything.
Yeah, that's what happened to me earlier.
So what do you guys think?
Well, about
You know,
we if you're worried
Would
about
be a
us,
good idea.
Go to Slarin.
what are you saying?
Go to Slarin. They're working on their audio problems.
Okay. If you are worried
No,
about not being able to
I'm losing everything.
Okay, wait. Okay, say that again, Asarin. I'm sorry.
you're worried about being able to return the book, then perhaps we can read it here for today. And if it proves entirely unfruitful, then I'm sure that tomorrow at least someone will have learned something. And if it does prove fruitful, then check it out and we will do our best.
Okay. So and then that's what we'll do. I'll read it today and see what happens. And then if I don't find anything else quickly, then I'll check it out. Okay. Great. It's a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you sit down to read this book.
Yes, but she's going to do what you would normally do if you were looking for, it seems a little odd, but she would look for places in the book that where the spine was pulled open more than others.
Okay.
And she would start with that.
Okay. So as you pull this open and look through it, you're going to find a variety of sections where it talks about magic ending, how the weave was formed, and how reality was placed upon it. How the bed of hair caused the entire world to become and to exist. How people were formed from the man, which is unnamed, being banished somewhere beneath the weave, only to influence those above through his mind and his emotions. It's because of these passions of his for the woman he loved that evil exists in the world. Fear, as he was locked away, never to see the light of day again. He was forced to become immortal, and yet subjected to tortures beyond imagining. He was desiccated and allowed to thirst. He was placed inside of a tomb of sand filled with scorpions who relentlessly stung him over and over again until he went mad. Every time his name is supposed to be written in the book, that entry is simply missing. Please roll a religion or arcana check, Covet, as you read this book.
Religion or what?
Arcana. Covet.
As she is the one reading the book.
Did you hear me?
So,
20?
with a 20, Covet, as you read this book, you realize this is it's an origin story for Toivoa. This is how Toivoa was come to be according to one of the faiths. However, the god that would be mentioned here is not. And you're unable to match what god this might be associated with as far as an origin story goes. What you are able to decipher is that near the back of the book, it talks about a powerful wizard who was tapping into the unnamed man's power and learned some of the secrets of how to create their own weave of magic. The name of that mage, that powerful wizard, was Sageos.
Oh, wow.
The Gaius?
Wow.
Wow. Come back up, man.
Well, there's
So do we?
our evidence as she relays this to the group.
Do we need to make a copy of this and take it back to the tower?
Yeah.
Can we make a copy of it?
If you have paper, if you would like some, I can provide it.
If I took this book and showed it to the Bateem, would it be my responsibility, or would it be the Bateem's responsibility?
Once it leaves the library, it is your responsibility. Or the responsibility of whoever chooses to check it out. The Bateem are welcome to arrive, as always. They all have lifetime passes to the library. Their library cards can only be revoked by the Sultan himself.
I think this is something that needs to be seen, not copied.
Very well.
So I will check out the book.
Cool. She opens the ledgers and will have you sign for the book. You have 7 days, so next Friday, until the book is due. The The library is open 24 hours a day, so midnight on Friday of next week.
And GM, officially, what is the name of this book?
It has no name. The name of the book was rubbed out over the years. There had been a name on the front of it, but the leather impression has been rubbed away purposefully by someone. And I will let you note that the thumbprint that did this is exceedingly large.
Is it smooth, or is it
It is
just
completely smoothed out. Like someone wore that down over time to get rid of that embossing where the title should be.
Okay. Does anybody have mending? Anybody have mending? I know who's got mending. Eowyn's got mending. Eowyn's used it before. Ayla, do you have mending?
I believe Ayla has mending as a spell.
But I know Eowyn does. Eowyn's used it before. Do they have it prepared?
If not, they can prepare it tomorrow.
Yep.
We're up and moving.
I think I got it.
Thank you.
Ayla, don't you have mending?
Let me double check. Yes, I do.
Librarian, what's your name? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Much. I had her pulled up and then I completely blanked on her. One moment, grabbing her name. Her name starts with a V, I'm sure of it.
Is it Veronica?
No, it's not
Valerie.
Veronica. No,
Valerie.
it is Archivist Velmara Thrin.
Elmara.
Yep. Here we go. Yep. Paste. There you go.
Archivist Thrin, would it be okay if we use the spell mending on this to put the to possibly put the title back on there and things like that? Is that okay with you, or would you rather us not?
She smiles. You're welcome to try, but others have tried in the past. There is a magic on this book that causes it to return to its current state after just a moment.
Interesting. If that's the case, she
Does it-
opens it
Too
up.
valuable.
Hold up. The thought is, she's like, she's thinking outside of the box, and she looks at the book and opens it to where one of the words, one of the names are missing,
Sure.
and then she holds it up at an angle where she can still see it clearly, but says, do me a favor, Islara, and I'm going to try something. I'm going to get Ayla to cast mending on this book. Can you read the spine so I can read the book, the name in the book? If it'll show with
We'll try.
mending?
I'll position myself so that I can see the spine of the book.
Okay.
And I'm looking at one of those blank spots where the name should be.
Sure.
If this doesn't work this time, I will try dispel poor magic on it, and then y'all can immediately do mending on it thereafter.
Okay. All right. All right.
All
So on the count of 3, Ayla,
All right,
tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
1,
2, 3.
And as the mending spell is cast on the book, for just a moment, letters, hieroglyphics in a language you can't understand pop up and are visible for a moment.
Except for me, because I can read all written word.
Okay. And I will send you what it says after the session. I did not think that we were going to get to this point, so I will get you that after the session, but you will have this, okay? And I will present this to everyone. Fair?
Say that one more time. The last part, you broke in and out just a little bit for me.
I will present this to you shortly. I need to go ahead and get this for you. It's going to take me a moment because I did not think you were going to get to this point. You guys have done very, very well. So it's going to take me a couple moments to get this for you, but I do need to get it. But you will see it for a moment. It flashes into your mind, and then it self-erases again.
Okay.
If you try to write it down, it will erase again.
But I know the name. I know.
You know what you saw, and I'm going to get that for you. It's going to
Okay,
take me just a moment here.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Take your time. Yep.
Okay. So, now that you have this image, what would you do?
With that image, and the fact that she can read it, she is going to do. She's still going to check out the book.
Okay.
But she's going to look at Archivist Thren and just be like, I'm about to do something very, very odd. Can you just kind of bear with me just a minute, please?
He smiles,
And
of course.
goes to a side of the room where there's not a lot of people,
All right.
and just kind of lays on the floor and does a legend lore on that name.
She looks at you strangely and asks the rest of the party, what is she doing?
I think
So, during our travels, she removed fear from the mountain and developed some traditions, habits, cultural acquisitions from our time in Australia, and I think she's using some techniques of the Wayfinder.
These words make no sense to the archivist, but she'll nod and smile kindly. So,
It was a long time walking in the desert.
understood.
Winkle walks over to her and says, I think he's paid by the word.
She smiles.
I will explain those words to you at a different time.
She smiles at the situation. So, unfortunately, as you try to do legend lore and you go to say the name of this individual, the word is not spoken. You cast the spell, and as you're about to say the name, your lips move for a moment, but the name does not come out of your mouth.
wow, that's really some deep magic there.
So I wasted that particular legend lore.
So
No, it didn't fire off.
Okay, so that being said,
if she can describe without the name, based off of the information that she got from the book, should still be able to get information from legend lore.
Without the name, I believe you actually have to cast the name.
It says name or describe.
Okay. So you're going to describe.
exactly as the book had described this character, this person.
Okay.
Still trying to say the name, but getting frustrated that she can't say the name.
Sure.
But will describe it with. She can't say a name, but she can spell out loud of what it could sound like.
Okay. Is that what you're doing?
She's gonna try.
Okay. So,
She's pulling out all of the Fae tricks.
cool. Awesome. So let me get this for you. And we will get this. One moment. I just got done with it. And I will show you what you have as information. Just taking me a moment to get to this. Sorry, guys, this is taking a moment because I thought I had an extra week to get this done, and I did not. Because actually thought I had 2 weeks because we are off next week for this group.
You're welcome. Sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry. Not sorry at all. All right. All right. Cool. And then we are going to go ahead and create a handout for you guys. And cool. Here you go. And we will show this to everybody. Yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Here you go. This is what you saw.
Oh, we get a puzzle. Love it.
So, how would you like to pronounce that?
Snizzle 4N 29N.
Okay. As you try to say that, the words do not come out of your mouth. But you're able to go and say the various characters, and the legend lore does not fire off.
What
If you want to describe the book and the story, you are going to get exactly the text that's in the book and the story.
even the name of the female celestial?
Name of the female celestial. Let me grab that one here. Trying to find this. Here it is. I had to go and find it because it's been a while. So it was Sarastra, the Dawn Song. And if you want to go ahead and do that, you're going to reference her. That's absolutely fine. I assume you're talking about the daughter, right?
Yes, the
Okay.
daughter.
So, in the first days, when the mortal world of Toivo was still unmade, and the gods walked openly among the stars, there lived a mortal man named one of the first men, said to have been born directly from the clay warmed by divine breath. Was known for his wisdom and unyielding curiosity, which often led him to places forbidden to mortals. It was during one such forbidden climb to the peak of Mount Orion. I'm in chat for you here because this is a key point. A mountain that scraped the very edge of heaven that first beheld Sarastra, the dawn sun. She was the daughter of an archangel whose name has been lost to time, and her task was to sing the hymn that called the sun each day from its slumber. Her voice painted the skies in colors, her song wove the gold into the light. Fell in love the moment he heard her voice, and when Sarastra saw the mortal who dared climb to high unafraid, she was moved by his courage and mortal spark. Against all cosmic law, they met again and again, at dusk, at dawn, in secret places where even the stars dared not look. But such love could not go unnoticed for long. When her father, the mighty archangel whose wings shone brighter than the noonday sun, discovered the transgression, his wrath was terrible. In his fury, he did not merely slay, he erased him. By celestial decree, name was wiped from the book of life. Every scroll, every carving, every spoken word that once, now, or future told of him turned to dust or silence. Even the mountain he once climbed crumbled into nothingness, and his people, the first men, forgot their own ancestor without ever knowing why. Only Sarastra remembered. Her grief was so profound that her song faltered, and for 7 days and nights the sun did not rise. The archangel, fearing the unraveling of heaven and earth, bound his daughter in chains of starlight and cast her beyond the firmament, where her weeping forms a shimmering veil mortals now call the aurora. A faint trace of her song still trying to reach the world below. Thus is the legend of Sarastra, the dawn sung.
Sad too, but beautiful.
That's your legend lore results. Covet.
Interesting. She relays all this to the group, and she's just like, I know the name. I just can't speak it. I can't spell it. I can't utter it. It's deep magic. But obviously, the last person to deal with this is one that could potentially be causing issues we've come up against before. We need to get this back. We need to let Basira know that this could very well be a possibility.
It is very compelling evidence.
Extremely. Well, I think that we should probably head back that way.
Yeah. Let's go share what we found out.
Okay.
Before they go in, though, she is going to check the book of Zorath and just make sure that she hasn't received anything back from Mom.
You have not received anything back from bomb, but you have received 48 more messages involving some teeth, a snout, and some weird eyebrows.
I think Tim might be in trouble though, and he's here in the library. I'm getting some very interesting messages though. I don't know if we want to handle that.
It doesn't seem to be getting any better, does it?
No, I've got 48 messages of teeth, a snout, brows, nostrils. Yeah, that one particularly right here on this page looked like that really hurt. We got an eyeball somewhere.
Let's
Somehow.
go. Let's go rescue him.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. I'd hate to see us lose a member of the family.
Of friends. Friends, yeah.
And I haven't splatted anybody today.
She sends a message back. Where are you?
You will receive a mirror with two nostrils that drag a clear section behind them.
Anybody have any idea what this means?
He's trying to draw a map.
She writes a message back. Give me how many nostrils of what floor you're on.
You will receive a impression of a forehead.
I think he's on the 4th floor. There's a forehead here.
Well,
Okay.
let's give it a try.
So I guess we head towards the 4th floor.
You're
Is
going
that
to the
what,
4th floor.
is that what's designed?
Okay, for the record, you guys are going to be unable to find Tyro. But you guys can go looking for him on the 4th floor. You will not find any evidence of Tyro or Tim or the rest of this other party here. So your friends are not
One
on the
who's-
4th floor.
No one around who's like seeing a party matching their description.
Oh, how would you describe them?
Dragonborn with a pair of Goliaths and several others.
No one in this entire library has seen anyone like that.
Lauren wouldn't know that.
Correct. I'm glad Jordan knows why this doesn't work, but yes, Islarian would not know why this doesn't work. For the rest of the people's benefit, the other party has cast Seeming on themselves and do not appear to be a Dragonborn with two Goliaths. So no one has seen them.
So tell him we can't find them.
We can't find you. We how yeah, that thing.
Okay.
Wish hush. Wish hush.
You will get a forehead and there are tears that are running down through the ink.
She writes back. You got this, bro.
You won't give him a womp womp.
And
Tell him to
she's
get
going
the
to
old college try.
she's going to say, "You got this, bro," and does like a little stick figure of a cheerleader and pom poms. Because we can't find you.
Yep. That's when you get another message that is the entire face of Tyro pressed against the book and a smear that has scales on it that looks like his tail. You realize Tyro must be upside down somewhere, trapped, with his face against the book.
I figured that a while ago. It was just... Yeah.
Yep. So,
We gave it our best.
Not getting much with face prints on a book.
for the record, this is not something you were supposed to figure out.
Oh, I figured as much. We would have figured it out by now.
Yeah. It is an adventure that will befall their party in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
See the future.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Dun,
Yay.
dun, dun.
Splat.
Splat. All right. Ready to leave the library?
Yeah.
Yeah, too many books. I picked up a book. It was about the city here.
What does it say?
Debbie does the Shadar Shazai. I figured it's about the different buildings.
Interesting. So as you read this book a little bit, Winkle, it is a picture book, which is helpful. But it covers a very masculine woman who is riding a broom through the skies of Shatter Shaddai. And
yeah.
they visit all sorts of fun restaurants, and they go past the palace, and they are rebuffed by the guards, and they have a wonderful little adventure trying to find their pet mouse.
Oh, I thought it was a pet moose. Oh, okay.
Well, at the very end of the story, it turns out that her pet mouse had been polymorphed into a chihuahua.
Oh, they're almost as bad as moose chucks. They'll bite you.
The chihuahua's name was Daisy, and Debbie was so happy to be rejoined with Daisy that she picked up Daisy and said, "This is a wonderful reunion. Thank you so much." And looks at the mage across the way, and he smiles at her. "Anything for you, Debbie. Anything for you." And the young man and the young woman got married at the end of the book. They lived happily ever after.
Oh, my type of book. I like that type of book.
They lived in a round house made of rock.
I've got to find him some more books to read.
That way she couldn't get cornered.
Yep. After all, with a bed that size, a man would have to be a sprinter.
I like it.
Covet has been
That's
scandalized,
zero.
apparently.
Let's go see the secret.
All right.
Log in a subway.
So you guys head back out into the city. For the record, thank you so much, Boinkle. That was awesome. I could not have done that lore better.
The lore was perfect.
And I will tell you why that is super funny to anyone who knows me after the session. Because that is now a major Easter egg. All right, so you guys are returning to Basira's Mage Tower. Takes you about 30 minutes to get over there. The rain has ended since you were inside. And as you come out, the heat from the tower is still palpable. And the smell of sulfur has not diminished. If anything, it's gotten more intense.
The smell of sulfur has become more intense.
Got one job on this ship.
It needs to get out of the tent.
Oh, I love that joke so much. I use that one all the time. So, you guys can walk right inside. You look around, and for a moment, you believe yourselves to be alone.
Hello.
Hello?
We've returned.
Is that Covet von Sin once again and her allies?
Yes.
That was very swift. Have you already received information?
We have found some very interesting information. And I think it would behoove you.
I am not
So
a
I
Minotaur.
What?
It would be helpful to you.
Thank you, Ayla, for laughing at that one. Yeah, that was
Oh,
horrible.
I
I hear that kind of stuff all the time. So
I love the fact that Winkle didn't catch it at first, but yes, it would behoove her.
It took a minute.
Yeah. Covet?
Hey, hurting.
No, the tracks are before she gets behooved.
Those are the moose track.
Oh god. There's not enough brownies.
there's not any brownies in moose tracks.
There needs to be.
It's
Okay.
fudge.
I digress. Alright, we found this book!
There's no need to
And-
shout.
I'm sorry, it's the moose track jokes. I can't do this anymore. Ooh. Okay. Breathe. Alright. So there was this book that talks about how the weave was formed and things like that. And unfortunately the book has no name and has also been the name of the celestial that the name of the of the man that in this has nobody can actually say. I know the name, but I can't spell it. I can't say it. I can't write it. I can't legend lore it. I can't do any of it. It's a curse. It's crazy. But this book had not been checked out for 83 years until last week. And this, I looked at it, I checked up on it, but the last person to be able to do the kind of magic that could be anti-magic, cause anti-magic of a region, not necessarily worldwide at that point, but a region, was Sagaeos.
Interesting. This is very good. She asks for the book. May I have it? I will ensure that it is returned on time.
Friday by midnight.
Of course. I will ensure that it is back within the library tomorrow.
Before you do, though, she says, I have one thing I forgot I need to do. And she looks at the book and she says, Ayla, I need you to do it one more time. Can you? Mending. And she prepares to look at the spine.
Okay? So, Ayla, you gonna cast Mending again?
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right, as you look at the spine for a moment, just a flash, that same image appears as a little embossment on the spine of the book.
As the name on the book, as the name in the book too?
Yes,
Okay.
that there is what you see on the spine of the book.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that it was all the same. Okay. Okay.
So you have cross-referenced the outside and the inside of the book.
Yep, that's all I wanted to do.
Because Islarin was unable to repeat what she saw as well. But yes, they match.
Okay. Before she hands the book over, she says, "Does this count as our reference to see the Sultan?
Yes.
Is this enough?"
And she's going to take the book and go over and get you a endorsement. She will write down that Covet Von Sin, Twilight's Call, Ayla Taylor, Islarin Shunazath, and their assistant Bwinkle have helped me in my research efforts regarding the anti-magic field that has affected Shatter Shaddai and the entirety of Toivoa. With your passive insights, she has not mentioned Eowyn when you look at the piece of paper.
With that, I would be like, would you please include our friend Eowyn? He is, they are unwell at the moment, and they are part of our group.
Please roll a persuasion check to get her to endorse someone she's never met. Simply at your word. Very well. And she will add the name of Eowyn to the piece of paper in the endorsement.
Yes, we encouraged Eowyn to stay back at the hotel because he was not doing well at all today.
I thank you. I do not feel like getting ill myself. I will take this reference information, return it to the library tomorrow, but for now, I will search for more knowledge and connections to Sageos and what might be going on. You've proven most useful. Thank you.
One last thing. I would look at the last person who checked out the book.
She turns to the dust cover. Charity Bokeen.
They were the last person.
I do not know this name, but I will investigate. A book that is not checked out for many, many years and suddenly done so twice in a short span, especially on this topic, justifies a little bit of investigation. We will search for this person.
I only checked it out to bring it to you to show you the evidence. I didn't think that you would accept a copy.
I appreciate that, and I would not have. I will ensure that it is returned in time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot of reference and research to perform. If I find anything out, I will let you know. After all, curiosity does not only kill cats. She stands up and offers a handshake.
Return the book on time. Again. And she extends the handshake.
She's got a firm grip and honest eyes. you're certain she will return the book on time. After all, she's a member of the Batim, the ruling party of Shatter Shaddai. And you've given her a lead as to what may be causing these 3 anti-magic surges throughout Toivoa. Now it's up to them to dig into their deep resources in order to discover what they can. And it's up to you guys to discover how else you can get the remaining couple of endorsements that you need. Are you ready to depart?
Before we leave, Winkle comes up to Covet and says, "Oh, you acted just like a great captain," and then turns around and walks away.
That's how somebody gets stabbed in the middle of the night.
The woman before you raises an eyebrow. Are you a captain of a ship?
I am not. That falls to Aslaran.
Are you a military captain then? Because we could commission you as an officer.
That
Ooh.
is most kind, but I must decline the offer.
Out
I
of character,
only-
I'm going to pause you here. You are declining an officership in the Fluiden military.
An officership in the Fluiden military?
That could be handy.
That could
That
open
could be-
doors.
Ah. Do you mind a moment?
She smiles. Of course.
She steps away and grabs Twilight.
As Twilight
He
leaves the
walks
room.
Oh my God.
Twilight walks away in real life, carrying a bag of chips.
Oh, I'm gonna go get him. Hold on.
Smart man.
He returns.
Dude, don't do that to me.
That
she-
smile is priceless.
Oh, this is welcome to the life of the real Covet player. Oh my gosh. Okay. So she drags him off to the corner and says, "No, this is not what you're thinking. However,
I like it when you take me over to your.
I know. However,
But it's not as discreet as you normally
she
like.
covers his mouth with her hand and says,
He licks
"My
it.
love,
He licks the inside of your hand.
she is used to it. She doesn't care.
That tongue goes right between your middle and ring finger.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
She's used to this sort of thing." So she looks at Twilight and says, "In all seriousness, I accept the officership."
You went really quiet. Need you to speak up.
If I accept the officership with the Fluiden Army military,
You would be bound to the material plane.
but also get backup when we need it.
You would be bound, would have a tie to the material plane. You would have nationalities, opinions, and values that go beyond your own. You would have directives, national objectives that drive your action.
Okay, that is 100% fair. But what if we put it in, instead of an officership, we ask for talks of future alliances? With that includes the Sultan.
That's a different conversation.
Okay.
That's information that hasn't been disclosed to every member of the team.
That is true. Okay. So she goes back and she says, "The offer for the officership is one that is not taken lightly, but I must decline at this time. However, it does not mean that we cannot, it does not mean that we cannot be friends.
Of course. None of that is implied.
So
I appreciate
I
your
hope-
efforts.
I hope to see you again soon, friend.
She will smile and give you a firm handshake. Likewise.
If we should find out any more information, just in our efforts, we
Visit
will be
me
sure to share it
immediately.
with you.
Yes.
Of course.
And Winkle's just smiling.
Come on,
Have you ever seen a moose smile? That's kind of terrifying.
Yep. He's showing all them beautiful chompers.
Twilight will look pointed at Winkle and whisper very quietly, "Test the threads of fate again, Musitar."
And you will get sad one.
Come on, Moose, let's go. And I reach up and grab his ear and pull him.
Okay. As you pull him by his ear, the antlers shift sideways and knock over a lamp.
I will
We don't
cast
have him house
mend
trained
on
yet.
I will cast mend on the lamp.
Okay.
I apologize. Get out of here before we break something else.
Bull in a china shop.
Bull
Moose
moose
in
in
a
a
living
tile.
room.
So, as you guys depart the Mage Tower, we will move you out into the city of Shatter Shaddai, where in 2 weeks we will return and work on getting the next endorsement of the Batim. You guys are doing really, really well, and I'd love for you guys to stick around for just a few moments after the session so I can share that Easter egg with you guys. Otherwise, guys, as always, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. Do check out the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMEric. We did some art reveals this week up there. We're going to do some more announcements coming up soon. We also have the GM tips, videos, and archives over on YouTube, along with the podcast. So go check those out. If you do watch them, do hit thumbs up. It does help me out a ton. And you can listen to those over on the YouTube podcast as well. We do have the clip contest going on, so toss those clips and timestamps into the clip contest channel to be entered to win a prize at the end of the month. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. We will not be here next week as I have a special event that is going on. So we will not be meeting next week. So it's a rare event that I have to go participate in. My wife is graduating with her master's degree in marketing. So we're going to be doing that next week.
Whoa!
So a big deal. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Beneath Fallen Skies.